They are live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I welcome back to Changing the Lost, Smoky Mountain Wilds, our Changeling game. I am William or Shawnee, and I am your storyteller for this Changing the Lost Second Edition Chronicle. And joining me today, we have the Zodiac System.
Hi, my name is Sally of the Zodiac System, and today we are playing Cassandra Scott, the Elemental Polychromatic.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Jackson Montgomery or Marlene Dubois, who is a Ferris Chatteling.
And Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. I am playing Joe Arbor, who is an elemental notary.
And Drevian.
I am playing Frisian, a Darkling Hunter Heart.
And Austin will not be joining us for the foreseeable future, which is why at the end of our last session, Frank and Lisa had a particular problem that may have occurred. As Austin will hopefully be back at some point later on down the line, but not for a while yet. So they will probably not be joining us for the remainder of this game and probably not into the next game. But as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights, eat the rich, believe women. What's August in the month of sins?
Sloth.
Sloth month, yes.
Yeah, nobody wants to do anything this fucking month. It's too goddamn hot.
Here.
Hi, Julia, back fronting.
Yeah,
Good.
but unfortunately, it's also the month I go back to work, so I do not get that luxury.
I don't know if
I never don't work. So welcome to the club.
I don't know if there's also a Pride Month this month. I don't recall.
Somewhere probably.
I'm sure there is at least one. But with all of that said, when last we left off, the group had executed their plan for dealing with the dangerous hunters, Madame Thorne and Nicholas Lansing. With explosives packed and preparations made, the group invited the pair of hunters to a bit of communication, where the group of them set up and prepared for a bit of conversation with violence forcibly forestalled by the use of Jackson's gifts as a changeling, which allowed Jackson and Frank to escape the confines of the warehouse before it was obliterated in a mass of C4 explosives.
Big boom.
Waiting for the wreckage to cool down in the aftermath of the blast, the group eventually sifted through the debris and found the bodies of Nicholas Lansing and Madame Thorne. Nicholas Lansing seemingly having shielded Madame Thorne from the brunt of the blast, but still the Madame also seeming to have perished. Not wanting to take that as it seems, however, the group, specifically Marlena, took up an axe and decided to chop Madame Thorne's body to bits, separating the pieces and leaving, at the moment, having most of them on their possession, but leaving the torso specifically within the confines of the hedge, with Frank's assistance. In the aftermath of that, Frank struggled with Lisa for a minute about trying to do something probably dangerous to Jackson, but Lisa was having none of it and prevented Frank from acting on whatever the impulse that they were having was, giving Jackson enough time to escape the hedge and shut the door behind them, leaving Frank and Lisa to whatever fate befell them when a mysterious figure who seemed to be the master of the crows that had been called arrived on the scene. But we cut away from all of that as Frisian. You are running.
Absolutely booking it through the forest of Tennessee.
As you sprint through the forest of Tennessee, you only have so many minutes before the panic of your PTSD sets in. What is going on in your mind as you just haul ass through the woods?
Basically just like screaming in his head, "Get away, get away."
You run. Just no incentive in your mind but flight. Do you have a destination in mind, or are you just running?
Just running.
As you flee the scene that had caused you such terror, that dredged up memories of your past, of beaches on an Eastern theater, of the smell of fire and smoke, the scent of burning flesh, the salt bittered by blood, the distant cries, and the knowledge that while you may not have been a direct hand in so much death, your craft, your ingenuity, your skills made so much of it happen. And you flee. I would like you to roll me your weird.
Just weird.
Just weird.
Deselect those. Weird. And no modifiers?
No modifiers at the moment. One die. No success. That's fine. At the moment, your flight is terrestrial. You are not pivoting in and out of the hedge as you had done previously. Which might make it easier for your friends to find you as the flight continues on its own. But as you run, in your mind's eye, the trees around you twist and bend as if set aflame, crackling, the noise of burning wood and breaking timbers fill your senses. The scent of smoke is everywhere. You run. Your only instinct, the only thing that is left to you is flight. Fight is impossible at this point. You've been explicitly ordered away from it. But eventually running begins to take its toll on your legs. There is only so much that you can do. Roll me stamina and athletics.
Stamina. Athletics.
Easy successes. Some miles you clear before your legs give out from under you, but eventually they do. As you having made significant distance from the site you had been instructed to flee, feel your knees give out as you collapse to a kneeling position, and then from there, prone. As you land flat and feel the soft moisture of the dirt, reminding you that this is not an arid beach. This is not ground that has been set ablaze. You are not in the midst of an inferno. The ground here is soft and damp and made of loam and clay. As your thoughts spiral and you try and get a hold of yourself. The camera shifts. As Jackson, you emerge out of a hedge gate and shut it behind you.
Yep. The other two are still there. Not there. There.
You had taken off away from everyone else to go dispose of this torso.
Okay.
Technically, you have an old model. You have an old Ford Model T sitting next to you.
Huh. Fuck a payment for emotional damage. I'm getting in that, and
Frank did not take it with you into the hedge.
Payment for emotion.
getting in that, and I'm heading back.
You start up the engine on the Model T. It takes a couple of times.
Yep.
This.
We will be renovating this. We will be updating this.
As old as you are, this car is much older.
Yep.
This car is older than Frisian.
When I'm done with this car, it's going to be able to stream Spotify. But yeah.
So where are you headed? Because you were with Frank in the cove, the cove.
Yeah, I'm heading. So head back to the explosion site because I feel like I have to get there first, probably to go anywhere. I will stop there long enough to get my phone out. And I think I'm just going to text is everyone all right?
Joe is going to text back. We're doing fine. Does anybody have a clue where Frisian is? We're going to give him a ride.
I don't remember what I saw from the last.
You know that
how aware am I that of running off?
I mean, you saw him run off after you told him to go. He just turned and started running.
Okay.
No, he would have walked away calmly.
Right,
He hadn't lost his shit
That's
yet.
right.
Yeah, he started walking first, but he was walking just in a direction. He didn't seem to be like he was walking away. You do know that Find Your Friends is on his phone.
Mm-hmm. He didn't find you?
No, you're headed your direction, and he's nowhere on the road.
Well, first we check and see if he's going to be responding to anything. So it'll just be texted through the texting. Frisian, where are you? And then we're going to give it 5 minutes. That's exactly how long.
Frisian responds in 5 minutes.
Frisian-
Probably not.
No, Frisian's not even aware his phone goes off because it's still on silent.
Right, his phone's still on silent. Yeah.
So yeah, it is. Hold on just a second here. Exactly 5 minutes, and open up. Find my.
You open up, find my friends, and yeah, you see.
I think it's just called Find My.
Just find my. Yeah. Fair enough. You open up your tracking app.
Yep.
And yeah, you spot the geotag for Frisian's phone is in the middle of the woods between the warehouse and the main road. He's made some distance on foot. Like he's cleared a good few miles, but he doesn't
Drop
seem to
a
have stopped
pin
where-
to everybody.
Joe's gonna text back. Okay, James and I are gonna go find him.
No, you guys get to the you guys get to the site. I'm closer. I'll find him.
Okay, we'll make our way to the site then.
Which one is sorry specifically? Which one is the site?
I just said the site. Jackson is intending it to mean the explosion site,
Explosion. Yeah.
but Jackson all he said was site.
Yeah, I was like just trying to piece together what is the intended communication there.
Yeah, that's the intent. Wherever they go,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they go off into the woods to go find the other direction of the woods to go find the vampires again. That's a site.
I think the explosion site was where they were headed in the first place.
Yeah, that's why we were headed that way because Frisian was supposed to stay put, and then he didn't. So we were headed that direction anyway.
Cool.
No fault to Frisian. Like PTSD is a hell of a thing. Like you do you.
If I am,
Here, meanwhile, still on site.
huh?
Tyr, meanwhile, is still at the explosion site.
Okay. Well, that's where I am too at this point. So I look over.
Bellona walks up as you pull back up in the
Yep.
Model T. You're short somebody.
Yeah, I know. Wait. Oh, that one. We don't have to talk about that. I didn't do nothing to him. I want to put that out there right now.
That's a
I'm gonna go
conversation-
find
That-
Frisian.
That's a conversation between all of you guys.
Uh huh.
That is not my business.
I'm just saying, I didn't do nothing to him. Not this time.
I believe you.
All right. So we're on the same page there. I'm gonna go find. I'm gonna go find a World War II bat. I'll be back.
I'll be here, I guess. As he looks over at
Joe and
the
James are
singed
coming this
pile of
way.
rubble. Cool.
And yeah, I hop off and I start hoofing it in that direction, doing this thing.
Yeah, it takes you a good. Frisian was walking for about 20 minutes and then he broke into a sprint for a bit. It takes you a good half hour to 45 minutes to find where Frisian has collapsed.
Hey, son of a bitch.
At least on foot, because he didn't bring the Model T.
I don't think he could bring the Model T.
Probably not. I'm gonna be honest. Trying to drive that thing to the forest. bad idea.
No, I am walking through the woods again in fucking heels.
Yeah. But after a while, you just find Frisian just face down in the dirt, moving. So clearly not dead.
I was gonna say Jackson's like, well, shit.
So he's taking a literal dirt nap, just fell in dirt.
Yes, he actively is taking a dirt nap in the most literal sense of the term.
Yeah,
Nap in the dirt.
see, we'll immediately start running up until the point where I think Jackson sees that Frisian is okay physically, and just stops, put a hand on his. You son of a. You all right?
Bridget's taking a dirt nap.
He said Frisian's asleep.
Frisian, honey. Walk up.
Yeah, you can see the rise and fall of the back and the chest of the breathing motion, but you sense that Frisian is currently passed out.
Oh, baby, I'm sorry for this, and I'm kicking you in the leg because I cannot carry your ass back. I have a strength of 1. Also, I'm in heels.
Brazian
Not hard, but like.
Brazian starts awake
The
and
shins.
very quickly rolls in the opposite direction, and then gets into a crouch stance.
Easy.
Oh, Jackson. Kind of like rubs at his temple.
How we doing? Well, no, how I'm doing. I'm fucking tired. How are you doing?
About the same at this point.
Okay, fucking tired seems like an accurate assessment.
But just tired. Yeah, we're okay. Otherwise,
Brazian starts patting himself down. I seem to be.
yes, I was definitely talking about you physically. 100%. Wasn't talking about anything. Fuck it. There are gonna be people waiting for us. We need to get back, honey.
Wait, where
Are you
we?
good to walk?
Yeah, Frisian stands up and it's like looks around. It's like, wait,
He's a little
where are
shaky
we?
because he literally ran himself to the point of passing out.
Right.
He can't walk.
So I'm not getting the piggyback ride. Got it. All right, let's go. We got a lot of talking once we get wherever we're gonna get. Yeah.
The other
Do.
That punctuates the night as you walk back. 3 more explosions. Like the ones that you had heard previously.
There's nothing to be worried about there.
Interspersed. But loud enough to be heard from however far away they are. Which, to be fair, explosions carry a long while sound-wise. They seem far enough in the distance that they just sound like a loud bang as opposed to a deafening boom. Which means they're pretty far away, but...
Yep, we're gonna set that aside until we all get back together because ain't nothing to do about that now.
Can Frisian estimate how far away they are?
Roll me wits and science.
Let's see. Athletics. What's science? Three successes.
So they would have to be closer than you would normally expect because Tennessee is a wooded area, which means there's a lot of interference and sound baffling that would shorten the range of an explosion, but still relatively far away. The sound of an explosion, depending on atmospheric conditions, can be heard up to 50 miles away, but you're probably looking at much shorter than that. Because, again, there's a lot of interference from trees and forestry in the way. But probably on the outer end of that range. So you're looking at like tens of miles, like out from.
At first, Frisian's concerned and then relaxes when it's like, those aren't near here yet.
Good, because that is what we call a 3 drink from now problem. And we ain't gonna get to the drinks for a bit. So and yeah. Keep walking back.
You make your way back. Cassandra, where were you headed?
I forget where Cassandra was planning on being after
Stakeout.
yeah, after the stakeout. I forget, didn't she just head home?
I think that's what she might have done.
So you might have either been headed straight home or headed to grab Tyr. I don't remember which.
I'll stay going to grab Tyr.
So yeah. So considering you and Joe's car were roughly similar locations for the stakeout. The two of you probably arrive at the same time, which is about at the same time that Marlena and Frisian get back to the explosion site, which is about at the same time that you see Tyr and what you make out as Fixer having a conversation with a police officer outside their police car for a minute before the cop gets back in the car and starts driving away.
No questions, just tackle hug first.
Hi.
They all tackle hug Tyr.
Glad you're okay.
You're glad I'm okay. All right. Okay. Misunderstood by the explosion. Sure. I'm glad I'm okay too. And she would just pat his cheek.
Joe's just surveying the wreckage and just going, well then, that seems to have gotten the job done.
Yeah, well, I'd certainly hope so, says Fixer as she sort of looks over. You guys did a hell of a number on this.
I mean, what's that saying? Go big or go home?
I mean, yeah, something like that, but goddamn.
We're a little bit dramatic.
I've noticed.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Some
Anyway,
more than others.
I was dropping by to help deal with any kind of police response. Turns out they were really not wanting to look into this. I'm probably gonna guess that's your vampire friends. But
Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't care who it is as long as they're not looking into it.
No, it's safe.
They accepted the answer of gas main explosion and went on their way to go handle other things.
Some guy looked at it, said above my pay grade, and just turned around and left.
Pretty much.
That's what it sounds like.
So now we've got a big hole in the ground. We're all still standing.
I think
Most
it'd be funny. Frisian's not standing anymore. He's
he's
he's laying back down.
She
on
can
the
look. She
ground.
can look. Up, she can look.
We're all still standing.
We're all still standing. Looks over at Frisian. Well, so to speak.
Where's Frank?
I didn't do anything.
Okay, that's not suspicious, says the person that shot him.
Let's not get into all that right this second. Jackson, what do you know?
So, all right. I felt it was important to say that before explain what happened, because so we went into the place
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
because we want to get rid of
The thing.
part of. Oh, I can talk about that. We want to get rid of the body, at least the torso.
Funny that that's the part you talk about.
Yeah, because the body can't hurt me.
She has a point.
So anyway, we're getting rid of the torso. Oh, that there should be a bag of the rest of the body
you
parts.
should have a
still.
bag of the rest of the body parts. Yeah.
I just been carried around with me the whole
Oh
time.
yeah.
Amazing.
At
No,
least
it's in the Model T at this point.
Yeah, it's in the trunk of the Model T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
at least it wasn't just like sitting out beside the house for the cop to see.
No,
So we
see,
got
that's
rid
a
of
like
the-
drag queen. Those are just mannequins. It's fine.
Wouldn't be the first body that I've hidden. But anyway, so we went to the place, and the torso's no more. Rest of the bitch is in the trunk. And then Frank started acting weird.
Gonna
For
need a
Frank?
little more.
Weird for Frank or weird?
Yeah. Well, I think Frank started arguing with Lisa over. I'm gonna be honest. It seemed like doing something nefarious.
Wouldn't surprise me. Continue.
And he's kind of told me to go, so I went.
That was smart. So they
The last time I saw that motherfucker, they were in the hedge arguing with themselves
well, all right.
with a bunch of fucking head birds around them.
You know what? I think we're just gonna call that one a draw, and move on from there. So, the next question I have is the bag of leftovers you've got in the trunk, probably enough. What's your plan for those? Just out of curiosity.
I'm gonna be honest, I hadn't really thought about it that far yet.
That's fair.
What if we gave the head to the werewolves to show them that the person that they want dead is dead?
That's not a bad idea,
Ooh,
actually.
I like that.
Now, I should say, I hope they're real good at identifying from I don't fucking know, genetic markers, because there ain't much identifying in the way there.
Well, in the case of Nicholas, that's the case. Madame Thorne was more well preserved. Still kind of
Yeah,
but more
still well preserved. No, okay, as long as it's recognizable, fine. As the arms and hell, they can have all of them. I don't give a shit.
I mean,
Nicholas is a pile of slag, but Madame
Yeah.
Thorne more recognizable.
Yeah.
and so we just
There are about 17 inappropriate jokes that I can make right now about bones and canines and probably offensive to werewolves, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's throw.
Oh, I could make 100 jokes, but I'm allowed. I'm family.
they're not here. I'm allowed.
You wanna play fetch, Jackson? Is that it?
No, but if they do, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Jackson takes another breaking point for playing fetch with human remains.
Wouldn't be the first time.
It would be the third time, actually.
It doesn't. It wouldn't be too much problem if I were a fucking red talon. Don't know why it matter to me now.
Because you're not a red talon. You're a
Yeah.
changeling.
Details, schmeetails, or a spot.
Yeah, you're neither red talon nor Sabat. You are a fucking changeling.
I'm just saying we have.
The technology.
No, we did ruin the ball. We cannot play football with it.
Well, damn. There goes my plans for the evening.
Anyway, yeah. Cassandra, if you wanna
Yeah.
deliver barbecue bitch to your kills two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not real. That's not really true. The bomb killed the bird, but
Yeah.
disposes of two birds with one stone. The analogy got all fucked up, but you get the idea.
I get the idea. I'm just very glad that you all are okay.
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Even
Christian,
with,
how we doing?
Much like Marlena said, I'm fine.
No, you ain't, but that's okay.
Is he still is he still on the ground?
Yeah,
Probably.
he's just laying there.
I'm fine. Well, completely supine, just spread eagled.
We did have to, since as you can see, as I see, there's like massive amounts of trees like blown over, like we're in the middle of a fucking ground zero. There was we had to dig through what's his fucking name to get to what's her bitch's name.
Yeah.
So it was not pretty.
No, I can't imagine that it was. But
And then all the dismembering happened, and
if I were to guess what might come out of their mouth, it's something along the lines of the quick death you gave her was not worth something or other.
and I would have happily given a long death, but
sometimes you gotta
do the one that makes you alive.
work
At the end.
what you want, work what you got. I'm just glad everybody's okay, and I'm glad that even though we still have more shit to do, that this particular buzzard is off our trail.
Yep.
Hey, Tier, Fixer. Can you do something with this? Like with all the whole gaslight explosion thing? So it looks like they died of natural causes. So they don't send more hunters after them.
Tyr kind of looks over the rubble for a minute. Fixer looks it over as well. We'll
Yes,
try and figure something out.
I mean, this kind of feels like more of a no news is perhaps best news.
I mean, we don't owe the hunters anything, so
Like,
Network's not going to be quick to try and report this to the rest of them, so we'll figure
Now-
something out.
Just something to keep in mind in case they start asking questions, since this was
Oh
the
yeah,
last place they were
no,
seen.
cover story is going to be important, but we'll find one.
they got to lead on big problem in Atlanta.
And they came from Atlanta, so it'll be.
They got to lead on a big problem in New Orleans. I don't give a shit. Miami, Los Angeles, Shanghai.
With the amount of misinformation that we've already fed them, there will probably be a large number of hunters moving down on New Orleans, wherever that vampire lady that was helping you out came from.
yeah, New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's probably going to be some hunters that are causing a problem in New Orleans in the future, but that's for them to figure out.
Oh, those poor fucks.
Go flat to
frankly-
Cape Town. I don't give a shit.
Frankly, I feel bad for whatever hunters are sent down there. I don't want to step into that mess. If they've got vampires like that down in New Orleans, I'm good where I'm at.
I've heard a few stories, but you know, they're just stories.
In the meanwhile, yeah, I guess we'll have to deliver those to the Wolves Go Chopping.
Yeah.
See where the hell those explosions lead.
So how just a housekeeping question. How soon do we have to check back in with the vampires?
I get the feeling they're going to be checking back in with us before we check back in with them.
Gonna say
Well-
that is a
I may or may not have contacted Civ earlier tonight asking if the explosions we heard right after ours were them or something else. And I basically got back, you gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet.
Got it. I'm just wondering because if we don't need to act on anything immediately other than delivering chew toys, I was gonna say we get a shit ton of takeout, go to somebody's house, and just get wasted on takeout and alcohol.
My lady, you got anything stronger?
What do you think?
Okay.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Somebody needs to take my car. I'm driving my new car.
You do that.
All right.
I'm gonna Frizzy, let's get you in the car.
My car's down the road.
Okay, but we're gonna get you in our car. Are you because you're not looking like too fit to drive. Are you want to ride back to your car?
Probably.
All right. Getting our vehicle and we'll take you to your car. Are you sure? Because we can always split up and I can drive one car and James can drive the other. If you're not okay to drive.
As long as it gets back.
All right. So what kind Frizzy, what kind of car you got again?
I don't. As a player, I don't remember what type of car it was. It was just some random car we
I'm pretty certain it was a Jeep.
might have been.
Like the closest thing that you could get to like a military Jeep kind of thing.
All right. All right. Hun, you want to take the passenger or the Jeep?
I'll drive whichever's necessary.
Thank you. That was exactly zero help.
I can take the Jeep if you want.
That would make me feel better. Thank you. All right, let's head out. Marlena, we meeting back at your place?
I'm back.
I gotta haul Frisian in the back seat of the car like a bag of mulch. And go to get Frisian's car.
You all make your way back towards Marlena's place after gathering everyone up. As the person that had to gather the least amount of things, Marlena, you are there first.
Yep. Of course, it also must be said, I am driving a Model T, so I'm
It
pretty
isn't
sure
fast.
I'm pretty sure that my maximum speed is like 15 miles an hour.
It's a little faster than that. Like Frank did an amount of work on this thing. It does move at like not highway speeds, but like you can get it to like 30 or 40.
Top speed for a Model T is 42 miles an hour.
Hey,
I will be damned.
yeah, you can get up to 30s and 40s.
All right.
So yeah, you make your way home. When you get home, there are things waiting on your front porch. As you arrive, it's the middle of the night. It's hard to see, but you see a humanoid shape, someone just sort of standing there next to a massive, like, horizontal block on like a trolley that has like a smaller box on top of it.
Turn it off. Casually get out of the get out. Make my way about probably 5 feet away from the Model T. Y'all ain't subtle, are ya?
I wasn't being requested to be subtle, comes the voice.
All right. Well, fuck. Walk my way. I guess I have to walk my way over because I don't have a garage door opener on this car yet.
I'll see.
I wait for whoever's driving my car back to do that one. Walk my way over, grumbling under my breath.
You walk your way over and you see standing there, dressed in like a formal like butler's like tuxedo and such, is a like a pale looking gentleman, probably still alive, just doesn't get a lot of sun. He doesn't seem like a vampire, he's just pale. Black hair slicked back, standing next to a trolley on which is a massive stone sarcophagus, carved with these sort of like ancient Greek artworks on the side of it, with the lids sealed shut on it, with these sort of like reliefs of individual people like on the sides and on the lid, and then on top of the sarcophagus is this black metallic box with a latch.
Am I supposed to? Are you just dropping that off with me?
It was requested that with everything going on in the city and the Sabbat more than likely going to retaliate against the Camarilla, it would be best to keep the two important keys to the whole big problem going on somewhere away from vampire business before they can be brought up to the seal.
I ain't signing for it.
That's fair. I wasn't going to take it back if you didn't.
All right. I just look at it expectantly.
Do you want me to wheel this trolley in somewhere?
I got people coming. They can do that.
All right. He just starts walking out.
Yep. Wait till he's gone. Oh, fucking vampires! Unlock the door. Head inside. Text. Once I get inside, text.
What was that?
Once I get inside, I pull up my phone and I text the group thread. We have an extra head again.
Meanwhile, before that text gets there, Sandra.
I'd have 2 nickels, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
I'm assuming Tyr is driving Marlena's regular car while you take the head to the wolves go chopping. Are you just taking the head, or are you taking all the body parts?
This might be okay, this is a sentence I never thought I would say. It will be better if I get pulled over by the cops to have more than just the head.
You will be missing the torso.
Yes, but at least it's not just a head, which is so much more worrying.
Is it? I don't know that it is.
I think you're screwed either way.
Yes. The answer is D, all of the above. But like
just a head, or a head and 4 limbs minus a torso, all individually packaged.
Nah, we're gonna go with just the head. We're gonna go with just the head.
I mean, at least it's not in like a styrofoam cooler or something.
So yes, yeah.
Not this time.
You head down to the Wolves Go Chopping's safe house, apartment, whatever you want to call it, and you knock. You can already hear the sound of loud heavy metal music on the inside. It sounds like Morgana is making noise as part of venting frustrations.
And she wants to be a real smart ass to her sister, so she's gonna like knock at normal volume the first time.
They definitely can't hear that.
Okay, and then she'll knock louder.
The heavy metal doesn't stop, but a couple moments later, Lily opens the door. Oh, sis. Hi.
Hi, I have bit of an unexpected present for y'all.
Okay.
Can I come in?
Sure. She opens the door the whole way, and you just hear the sound of Morgana shredding on a guitar becomes much louder.
She was doing that last time I was here. Does she do anything else, or is that just sort of
That's kind of how she vents her frustration.
fair enough? I figured the being tall killing machine would be enough for that, but that's
And
fair.
she's not allowed to kill things.
Oh, okay. There we go. That's it. Well, I have good news for all of y'all. We have taken care of the hunters that killed Claviger. Cavager.
She nods. I kind of guessed that was why you might be coming.
Yeah, so I got
considering the smell of corpse bit that's in your bag.
yeah, I got a head here for y'all as proof.
You just hold it up.
Yeah.
She'll just like reach out to grab it from you and just like hold the head out. He sort of snarls at it for a second. You hear that sort of deep back of the throat wolf-like growl for a second.
I know it doesn't fix anything, but
it goes a long way. He says as she sort of walks over and slams a fist on Morgana's door. Just like
shut the fuck up.
For some reason, I thought, like, when you first made the motion, slams the head into Morgana's door. Like a knocker. Donk, donk, donk.
She kind of might. Just like, boom, boom, with the skull. Get out here. She sort of yells into the room. The sound of the guitar, like, licks off for a second and then ceases.
Silence in here is deafening.
Second later, Morgana opens the door and leans out, looks at Lily, who just holds up the head. Morgana just kind of narrows her eyes for a second, and then it's about fucking time, she says. She just then goes to go around, go down the hall, and start knocking on everyone else's doors.
I knew we'd get you all a little bit of revenge.
We appreciate it. If you feel like hanging around, you did do a big favor to us, and you are aware of our existence. If you want, you might be, if you were willing and wanted to. We're probably going to end up driving this over to the cairn so that everyone in town is aware, if you wanted to come along.
Yeah, I need to go to Jackson's afterwards.
And you can go before if you want. We probably can do this in the morning if you want.
I think I'd like that.
Let's put this bitch on ice, Lily says, as she just sort of grabs the head and walks it over to like a standing cooler, flips it open, takes the beers and cokes out of it, and just drops the head in.
Cassandra will just be like, nope. I'm done for the day. I have clocked out. I'm done for the day. She will just give Lily a hug. I love you. I'm glad we could help. I'm going to go shower and not think about anything until tomorrow.
He'll give you a hug and start redistributing those drinks into a different refrigerator.
And Cassandra will head out and go back and hop into the car.
Make your way over. As you're on your way there, you get the text from Jackson.
What'd that text say again?
We have an extra head again.
Dang it, I just managed to offload that.
It's fine. This one we want.
She'll just get in the car.
Eventually, the rest of you all convene at Jackson's.
Joe is going to move around the packages and just look and go, well, shit, you really can order anything from Amazon, can't you?
Frisian, having no idea what the text says. She's like, wait, these are from Amazon?
No, they aren't from Amazon.
It was a joke, Chrissy.
This is a vampire head. Are you not?
Oh.
Did your phone break?
Pulls out phone, sees the several messages since he's last looked at it. No? Wait a minute, this is on silent from before. And starts fumbling.
God's sake. Nah. And then looks at it and goes, Dear, can you?
You hand it back to Deer, and Deer's like, yes, I can take it off silent. Deer grabs it, flips it up, takes it off of silent, hands it back to Frisian.
Wonderful.
Oh, good. I love all the covenants of Marlena taking like, yeah, I've got this.
I mean, listen, I'm just going to put it this way. How many people do you know that were born in the 40s that know how to take their phones off silent?
None.
I
don't know anybody that was born in the 40s that's still alive.
I mean,
because I'm pretty certain that Grandma Beth was in the 50s or 60s.
I know my grandmother's born in 1935, but she has hearing aids, so she never turns her phone on silent.
What the fuck is that? Oh, okay. Anyways,
I'm trying to do math and it's not coming out.
Yeah, don't think too hard.
Yeah, now you can. Can somebody get this? Somebody get this vampire head inside my house?
And notably, it's not just a head. There's the black box that you would presume contains the head, and also a fucking Greek sarcophagus.
Yeah. No, the Jackson is well aware of that and meant the entire thing.
Yeah, Cassandra will just walk by and grab the smaller box on her way in and just head inside.
Yeah, head inside, exactly.
Oh.
Hey, you know what? I will since I'm inside. I will go and I will open the garage door so we can push the sarcophagus in that way.
Is the garage attached to your house, or is it a separate garage building?
I assume attached. Yeah.
Cool.
It's definitely attached because remember we went into the house. There's the mudroom in between because between the that was where I had to go from the mudroom into the garage to get all the power tools so I could torture fake me to death.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
So,
all right, everybody.
I'm a well-adjusted changeling.
So I'm assuming you're leaving like one of the cars out in the yard so that you can put the sarcophagus in the place that one of the
I
cars.
feel like there's
is.
probably extra room in the garage anyways.
It just means we can't get out like 3 of the cars.
It's fine. We don't need those cars.
Frisian tries lifting the trolley it's on. See how heavy it is to move with the trolley.
It's fucking heavy. It is a solid stone sarcophagus, presumably with Tiresias inside. But it's on a wheeled trolley, so you can move it.
You know, what of y'all can handle that?
Yeah, no, I am not. I am not manual labor.
Like you're talking like a couple 1,000 pounds of stone and
Yeah.
a body inside of it.
I will be moral support. I will direct you into the garage. I cannot move that.
I opened the garage door. I did my part, and I go inside.
Cassandra and Tyr will give a hand, I guess, if they can.
James, maybe.
Look, if all of y'all are gonna fuck off, James, Cassandra, and Tyr will go.
Frisian
I'm not
was already trying to
fucking
move
up.
it.
I'm not fucking up. I know my fucking limits. Smart ass.
As James, Cassandra, and Tyr go and assist Frisian with maneuvering the sarcophagus into the garage.
We
Just-
have,
Just
we have
directing.
to get. It's like we have to get this into a fucking vehicle sometime. Trying to drag it as Frisian's dragging it towards the garage.
Well,
That's-
it looks like this trolley's got a lift, so we can just drop it off into the bed of a truck.
That's called a later problem.
No, that's what we call a 3 days from now problem.
We've only got a few hours till sunrise, so I'm assuming there's not really a lot of time to open it up and let Tiresias come out for a bit.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just leave sleeping sarcophaguses lie.
I'm sorry, are we letting them out for a little bit just to hang out at any other point, or are we just taking him to where he needs to go and then taking him out and saying, do your thing, and then
I mean,
I really don't want to let him out of the box.
me either.
of all the
No,
vampires
I
that we've
agree.
met, Tiresias seems relatively chill.
Look, we've already got the fucker in the box. Just leave him there so we know where he is so he don't go wandering off nowhere.
Yes, he seems like a very nice serial killer.
She's fucking blind.
Anyway,
Are they undead? Do they require life to? I
okay.
don't give a shit if they can see. I give a shit if they kill people to stay alive.
Okay.
All I can
They don't have
imagine.
to kill people to stay alive.
All I can imagine is like either James or Tyr like stopped helping to have this argument, and Frisian's still just trying to drag it by himself.
All right. Y'all. Now let's move this fucker back into the garage. We're going to close the garage door. We're going to go into the house. We are going to order takeout. We are going to have a drink or 2 or 5. And we are going to leave the fucker in the box.
Thank you.
I already pulled up an order for Chinese for 8, and then I'm also ordering White Castle here. So
You are fucking amazing, and I love
I try.
Yeah. You all head inside after putting the sarcophagus into the garage.
Which is a wild sentence.
That's actually pretty tame compared to the records. Says the person who just delivered a human head.
Fair.
Oops.
Oh, you all convene inside the main room. Alcohol is handed out.
Mm-hmm. What crisis do we have to deal with before this whole mess?
God, I'm hoping nothing.
Well, okay, you gotta be more specific. Which whole mess are you talking about? There's been about 5.
I mean, no, we solved most of them in one shot, but well, not one shot, one boom. But regardless, I'm talking about what crisis do we need to deal with before we take Heads and McHeadson and
Go up the mountain.
blind bitch up the mountain.
I don't think we need to do anything.
I don't believe you.
Well,
There's a muffled noise from inside the box, which is the one that was brought inside.
Nope, we are not opening that box. Nobody even say the words.
Kassaja's like dead staring at it, like hand already raised, like.
but you
Nope.
know what?
All right.
Why don't we take this into the garage too?
Is that if whatever's in there can survive as just a head?
I know.
We're not letting it do whatever it is it can do.
Well, I kind of just want to shake the box a little.
No, don't make it angry either.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Joe is
What
going
did
to...
I get for Christmas?
No, absolutely not.
Joe
We
is
do need the head to cooperate.
Joe is going to put down her takeout cotton, put down her glass of whatever, take the box, walk to the garage. No, not even listening to you. I worked too many years of retail. You don't even bother me.
We are not fucking around with this.
Take the head, put it out by the sarcophagus in the garage, close the fucking garage door, and walk back in and continue eating her food like nothing happened.
I can't hear you, disembodied head. I have orange chicken.
I don't know how much of what I was saying through my hand actually picked up
None.
the mic, but
I mean, it picked up, but not in a legible way.
it wasn't supposed to be legible. I was hoping that it actually showed up on the mic as noise.
Oh, it did.
at least.
It did.
No, we can hear you. I'm just like, nope. Mm-mm. That's a later problem.
When you start listening to the disembodied head that you've acquired, that's when things start to go bad.
We didn't even acquire it. It was left on your front porch.
That is an acquisition, bitch.
Out of character, for some reason, the thought that came to mind is like the old Goosebumps series.
Oh, fuck.
It sounds like the opening premise at Goosebumps.
I mean, it probably is.
If I order something from Amazon and it shows up my doorstep, I have acquired it.
I'm sorry. Did you order a sarcophagus and a head in a box?
Yes, I just didn't order it from Amazon. I ordered it from the vampires.
So you knew this was showing up.
We knew we were going to be dealing with it, yes.
Yeah, but you didn't know it was going to be on your front porch now, did you?
You're just arguing with me to argue with me. And don't get me wrong,
Yes.
I am all for that. There's food that needs to be eaten, and there's me that needs to get drunk. So
No.
Cassandra just leans over and pours 2 fingers of whiskey in front of Marlena and sets the
Thank
bottle
you.
down.
Listen.
Frisian pulled after the Amazon.
This will
comment,
definitely alcohol will definitely help me argue less. Absolutely.
After the Amazon comment, Frisian pulls out his phone and
The fuck you
searches
say?
Amazon for stone sarcophagus.
Now I'm
I mean-
curious. Hang on.
Oh my god, are you No, the fuck you
It's a whole bunch of collectible shit.
Yeah, I don't imagine that there's a big market for stone sarcophagus.
There's some stone carving stuff. Like there's
Well, of course
there's some decent stuff here.
Listen,
You say that there that it's just a bunch of. There is now.
There's like a wall.
There's life-sized ones.
Yeah, there's big stuff here, but
yeah.
Only $878.34.
Does it come with Prime shipping?
Yes.
Well, I'll be damned.
I
Over
like how you see that one. That one doesn't even show up on my Amazon.
It's just a wall. It's a wall sculpture. It's not a full sarcophagus,
I know.
obviously. But
Obviously. That's fucking hilarious. I was joking. But
Oh yeah, there it is.
I say Joe was gonna say, Marlena, in all seriousness, I know it's a pointless argument, but after the past 2 weeks, I needed a pointless argument from you again, so I started one.
that is entirely fair, and I understand that.
And now I will eat my sesame chicken in peace. Ish.
Fair enough.
Jeez ish.
Ish.
Yep.
All right, storyteller, what you got? Eating Chinese food, getting drunk, and there's a headless box in the garage.
I mean, at that point, what are you guys doing? Because the sun's about to rise. When are you going to fucking sleep?
Eventually.
Frisian's already probably passed out on the couch.
Joe
Yeah,
and
probably.
James are just going to find whatever room they crash in when they come over to Marlena's place and just crash because
Yep.
they're obviously way too wasted to drive anyway, so collapse on the bed.
No, eventually, I mean,
Hey, you've only got.
it's probably not going to be long. We're all fucking exhausted.
Probably takes
Yeah.
like an hour at the most.
I'm making sure that Frisian does go to sleep.
Oh, Frisian's very much asleep in front of you on the couch.
Okay.
Just leave him there.
Yeah, no, I am, because if I try to drag him up, first of all, he will definitely wake up. Because I'll be dragging him by his feet, and that'll take him up the stairs, and yeah, no.
Thunk, 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 thunk.
Either he will wake up, or he will never wake up. One of the two.
All I can imagine is like Frisian during like military, like when he was in the military, has been dragged by his feet up some stairs before.
Probably.
I just like he's been dragged up his feet. You hear the thunk, 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 thunk. You get to the top, and he's just still snoring to high heaven.
It's a little deep-seated concussion between.
Squad mates.
You're not. Remember, you're not part of the Motley anymore. You can cause harm to the rest of us, including a concussion.
What's a little concussion between friends?
That's like the entire purpose of football, isn't it?
I
They are
mean,
not wrong.
Or not.
yeah, not at all wrong.
So yeah, just throw a blanket over Frizzy and he'll be fine.
Yep.
You all get a night's rest.
That sounds.
You all regain a willpower for getting a night's rest.
Woohoo!
And you all awaken sometime in the afternoon because there's no way any of you are waking up early after that.
Nope.
Even Frisian might only wake up around noon.
Frisian was the first one to sleep, and so he's the first one awake again.
Joe is probably rousing about 1:30.
But as you all slowly come to in the morning, that's where we're going to take our break. Remember, we take our break, you take your break. So sit up, stretch your legs, whatever you need to do. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Please enjoy these commercial messages.
We back.
Hi-oh, welcome back. So, you all wake up in the morning. Well, more accurately, the afternoon.
Yep.
At varying stages of awakening.
I wake up at the crack of 4 p.m.
Joe is just basically just keeping a never-ending cup of coffee going.
Frisian wakes up and scrounges around like a raccoon for leftover Chinese.
I mean, fair.
I mean, that's
Scraping leftover Chinese onto a single plate.
one.
I see no issue with this.
I mean, it's how my dad eats most leftovers. Joe is just basically carb loading like pancakes and bacon and just coffee. It is still like on. It's not really saying much because gestures to the.
Because brain dead.
Not even brain dead, just like, okay, well, we got a sarcophagus and a disembodied head in the garage, and we're waiting on the vampires to contact us. Like, this is fine.
I mean, I think we're kind of just waiting for it to get to night, right?
What's that?
Like, we got it. I think we're just kind of waiting for it to get to night, right? We got everything we need.
Yeah.
We just need to take what we got and take it up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here's the question: how are we getting it up the hill?
I'm gonna rent us a U-Haul.
I was gonna say I'm literally like opening up my phone, like getting ready to order us a U-Haul. That'd be the way. That'll get a good portion of the way, and then we will, once we get where we need to be. Well, once we get as far as we can get the U-Haul, we will leave a couple people with the U-Haul. We will go find the vampires and say, "Hey, we got your shit, but we can't bring it here because ain't none of us, and none as far as I'm aware, that can carry a ton or so."
I mean, not to mix too many different ideas in one pot, but we do know a group of people that could probably between them lift a couple of tons.
I mean, the werewolves, they're obligated to kill the vampires on sight.
Exactly that.
From what I understand, they don't get along. They're not immediate violence, from my understanding. They're considered not friendly and usually on the wrong side. But I feel like ending the world, mutually assured destruction kind of thing, you know.
I
They
mean,
can probably be straight, especially considering we just did a big favor to the werewolves. They can probably be straight enough to carry a sarcophagus for us for a bit.
Oh, we just not step on that particular thread and maybe save it for something we need later. And say, hey, vampires that we have just found, let's go get them. I'm sure you can carry it. Like if we don't need to potentially cause that carnage.
Or once we get up the mountain, we just take the one vampire out of the sarcophagus and carry them, and not the entire stone box.
Also, that is an option. Like we don't necessarily need to.
Also, I will reiterate, Tiresias at least seems to have been on board with the whole going to the seal.
Yeah, so we can let him out of the them out of the out of the sarcophagus.
Yeah, we've got enough steps that need to go just right. I don't want to, no offense to our friends, I just don't want to bank on whatever today's relationship level of violence is between vampires and werewolves. And again, we can take the sucker out of the box, as we already determined.
Speaking of werewolves, Cassandra, you remember that you have an invitation to a cairn.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of our fanged and furry friends, I need to go get dressed. You
imagine that invitation probably extends to the Motley, but you haven't asked.
Yeah, she's gonna flip up her phone. She's gonna pull up her phone and fire off a text to Lily about, was that invitation to just her or to the entirety of the Motley?
I mean, so you get back. I mean, all of you as a group did this kind of favor for us. So if everyone wants to show up, they're welcome.
I mean, if everybody wants a few hours to kill, I'm about to head to the can of the werewolves. Basically, the central meeting place. Their commons, I guess.
Oh, hell, I'll go.
Y'all have fun.
No, that's completely fair and understandable. Yeah, so she'll run upstairs and get changed and loop an arm through Joe's, pull her out the door.
Who has extricated herself from the coffee pot and has gotten dressed.
Yeah.
Matt, lead the way.
She will drive over
just Cassandra
to
and Joe. Is Frisian going?
Now,
Cool.
Frisian's concerned about leaving the boxes unattended.
Fair.
Oh, it's fine. I'm here. They ain't going nowhere.
Frisian's concerned about leaving the boxes unattended.
Perfect response.
Burn!
Marlena's not exactly gonna be the best option if Zabots and a whole bunch of it's not. Is it ghouls?
Look, if the Sabat and all that shit show up, or whoever shows up, in army level, you ain't gonna help all that much.
No, I'm talking out of character. No, I mean if they send a couple of humans to try to deal with that during the daylight.
Ghouls, yes, is the term you're looking for.
Okay, yeah.
Try and get through my front door.
So, Cassandra and Joe, you guys make your way over to the Wolves Go Shopping's apartment, where they are all getting ready. As you make yourselves known, they all sort of step out. Morgana is carrying the cooler that you know contains the head of Madame Thorn. The group of them start piling materials into their van.
Do have to say so. We couldn't get any proof that we killed the other one, but there was not exactly much viable tissue left.
We scooped up what's left. Here you go.
Just here's a slag cream cone. Enjoy it.
He's oozing a bit. Sorry, he's a bit of ooze, is how I should have put it.
Lily's. It's fine. We can kind of tell from the condition and the scent that the other one is also dead.
Good.
Although I'm not sure what the hell you did. This body smells like it was caught in the middle of like a test explosion site.
You're not far off. And we'll just leave it there.
Fair enough. Whatever it takes.
Werewolves can be bomb dogs now.
I mean, their sense of smell is spectacular.
Now I just imagine one reluctant guru who works for TSA and just hates his life.
It's a glass walker. He's just very used to trying to like smell C4 and other explosives.
I think hates his life even more than any other person that works for the TSA.
Yeah, true.
I'm assuming. I don't really know.
Yeah, if you all want to come along, you are welcome to join us as we let everyone know what's that Cavenger's death has been avenged.
So we gonna follow your van in the vehicle or what?
And you can follow us. You can ride along. There's space in the van.
Looking over at Cassandra.
We'll follow.
All right. Well, let's get going then. Please. Lily and the rest hop in the back while Morgana takes the driver's seat. And the van takes off. You get in your vehicle and follow after.
Yep.
And the van drives deep into Knoxville. The final place that you end up actually like stopping at is sort of like on the northwestern side of Knoxville. Like an old like community center that looks like it hasn't been used in a long time from the outside. That's like set up somewhere near the Sharps Ridge Memorial Park. That like has like a handful of cars around it at all times. It has the look of like a building whose original purpose is no longer used all that much, and it just sort of has been taken over for other purposes, and no one ever really questions it.
Yeah.
But you step inside, and as you walk in, the group of you, the pair of you, really, because there's the two of you, immediately get the sense that you are walking into a den of, no other way to put it, but a den of wolves. Because the instant that you step inside, there is just that tension in the air of you are in the presence of predators, and you are maybe not prey, but certainly not a predator.
Just stay side by Cassandra. Just.
Would Joe have ever been around wolves before in any way, shape, or form?
Around werewolves or just wolves?
Wolves in general.
I mean, she grew up in a semi-rural Tennessee, so okay. I don't know how common wolves are in Tennessee, but
Wolves are not that common in the South. They're only really recently being really reintroduced.
yeah.
One of the notable things for Joe is, yes, they are that big. They are much bigger than you think they're going to be. Wolves are fucking huge.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, she's taken aback at first, but then she's like, just she's seen enough people she's close to, enough changelings she's close to be kind of the in between sort. So she's keeping an open mind. But she's like, yeah, I'm still sticking by Cassandra because these things are fucking huge. Actually, she's seen Lily. She's seen how big Lily is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. In full
Like,
Krynos form, yeah.
She has an idea, but she's like, oh, this is a whole arena.
Yeah, as you walk in and you're led towards like the central gathering area of this place, and sort of like in the center of this community building is like an open courtyard kind of thing, where there's just like this big open air area that's like just grass and like some benches people to sit around. It's open to the sky, and there is a massive oak tree like growing out of the center mass that looks ancient. It is like sprawling over the central body of this courtyard, and there are all kinds of tokens and items and various like mementos and memoriams just sort of hanging from the tree. And you see that sort of in more recent pride of place, having recently been put up there, are some effects and a portrait that had been painted by Lily of Cavager that are still sitting in memoriam from Cavager's death. And as the group of you enter, you see that there are more than a dozen, but less than 100, and somewhere in the middle between those two. Probably maybe 30 at most people here. And probably not all of them are werewolves, but some of them are, at the very least. And sort of, as you enter this central courtyard, you can sort of see lingering at the far end is the largest white wolf that you have ever seen. Just a regular like white, probably like a timber wolf, but in almost like its winter coat rather than its traditional more gray coat.
Cassandra just gives a tug on Lily's jacket and kind of inclines her head towards the wolf in the back of the room. Exactly who's that?
That is the elder of the sept. Ash falls as snow.
All right. And she will just lean back to Joe and be like, do not piss off the giant white wolf.
Wasn't gonna. Like, Joe's more like, she's hearing Cassandra say this and she's just like looking and she's just like that's a beautiful, she's not saying it out loud, but she's thinking like, wow, that's a beautiful animal.
Yeah, and it's legitimately
appreciating the majesty of it. It's like, nope.
And like laying down on the ground with its paws like crossed in front of it, this wolf is almost as tall laying down as you are standing.
Yeah, Joe is more in awe than anything else. She's just like, she's being very respectful, not saying much.
But as the group enters and eyes turn to you, Lily sort of steps forward at the front of the group and speaks up. Friends, everyone of the cairn. It is with some trepidation that I broach the topic of our fallen friend again, but it is in relief that I bring you our news that those who would call us friend, who walk different paths than us, have brought justice and revenge for the murder of Cavager, as those who are responsible for his death have been slain. And Morgana, sort of like pops the cooler that she's carrying on one shoulder and just grabs the head out and holds it up. Around a number of different werewolves in various different forms, some in Homid form, some in Lupus form, just sort of tilt their head backs and howl in appreciation or recognition. There is just sort of this communal outpouring of grief, relief, appreciation. It's hard to tell the various mix of emotions on display. The white wolf remains quiet through all of it, their eyes trailing everything but seemingly fixating on you two.
Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact.
I'm watching what's in front of me.
There is a pause as Morgana just tosses the head to the roots of the tree, and as you watch, it sort of bounces a second and lands it in a knot clutch in the roots, and then the tree's roots sort of begin to twist and swell over it, and the head is subsumed and buried underneath the roots of the tree.
Nope. Just gonna leave that alone.
As the pair of you sort of like look on at that, you notice out of the corner of your eye, as you're trying not to make eye contact, the white wolf stands to all fours, and as it rises to its feet, it towers over both of you as it starts to walk over.
Jo is going to keep her eyes very respectfully on the tree and just wait to be addressed.
Cassandra's just having a panic attack.
There is a low grumble from the wolf's throat, as if clearing its throat for a second, and then it begins to speak in English. As it just, it's a fun fact, werewolves can partially shift their larynx to speak like a human in wolf form.
Just in case they need to say that Timmy's trapped in a well.
As the elder wolf speaks, the two of you and your compatriots have given the cairn a gift, and we owe you a debt for this deed that was done in our name. And I am certain, though it was to your own benefit as well, we cannot forget the aid that was given us with this deed. You are welcome should you need any time that you wish to take shelter. The walls of our cairn are open to you.
On behalf of my motley, my family, I'm going to say thank you for your kindness. And I'm going to say we are glad to have brought, while nothing can replace your fallen, we are happy to bring you some peace.
There's a nod from the wolf as it sort of looks over the pair of you.
I may not know everything or understand everything, but I am kin, she'll say, looking at Lily. And that means I lost family too. So I may not have known Cavager, but his name was amongst the ones that I speak every night when I pray for the fallen that I know.
The wolf turns and walks around the back of the tree and returns a moment later with something clutched in its mouth. And it sort of walks over and drops at your feet and sort of backs up a second and sits down and looks at the pair of you. I would offer a token of our thanks.
Joe will-
As he sort of indicates down on the ground is it looks like a silver bracelet that's sort of like adorned in various glyphs that are marked with symbols of the moon.
Joe picks it up and says, beautifully made.
Within this bangle is a spirit of night. This Nyx's bangle was one of Cavager's possessions, and he would wish that it was put to proper use elsewhere. My understanding is that you and your kin are less like to the warlike nature that we of the Guru Nation tend to lean. The gift of this band, when wielded, when in touch with your spirit, allows one to blend into the night, to make one harder to see and be seen. Should any of you require night's protection, take it with you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
This-
and
This means a lot. Thank you.
we will, when we use his possession, we will honor him by keeping his memory alive.
For
Thank
reference, the Nyx bangle can only be used at night, and it takes a weird roll to activate. But if you successfully activate it, You get 4 extra dice on stealth pools while you're hiding at night.
Joe is going to take it for the moment. She's not going to activate anything. She's just going to keep it on her person so it doesn't get lost.
You are welcome to stay as long as you wish, but know that whether you leave or stay, you are always welcome.
Thank you.
The old wolf just sort of turns and walks back to his position and lays back down. Lily just kind of puts a comforting hand on Cassandra's shoulder. You did good.
Anybody
Thank
else
you.
like we were in the principal's office?
A little bit, yeah. Um, this has been wonderful.
Thank you for sharing this with us.
I wish we could have gotten to know your can or see your can on better circumstances.
Well, like our honorable elder, Ashes Fall Like Snow, said, you are always welcome.
Well, the next time we meet, may it be in happier times.
Ain't
I
that
would
for
hope
sure.
so.
All right. Are y'all planning on just? I assume you're gonna hang here and do some type of.
Yeah, we'll probably celebrate, mourn, talk, spend the day at a wake kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're welcome to hang around, or I imagine you guys have your own business to attend to.
We kind of might have to go wait a couple hours and go save the world. But other than that,
I'm not even surprised with this amount of shit that you get into.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Hopefully, this will be the last saving the world we have to do, at least for a little while.
at least for a little bit.
Good luck. And if you mess up and you need backup, you know where to find us.
Of course.
Absolutely. And might I say something my family always said at gatherings like this one? May fond memories comfort you in this difficult time.
Thank you.
And Joe's getting a little choked up, so she's gonna meander towards the door.
And Cassandra's gonna give Lily a hug. We're gonna head out, but if you need anything, if we need anything, we'll definitely call you.
And if we need anything, we'll let you know.
Okay.
Anytime.
All right. I'm gonna go organize some idiots. See you, kid.
Be safe out there, sis.
I will. She would loop one arm into Joe's and walk her out.
Let's go save the world, shall we?
Don't sound too excited there.
Listen, I'll get excited when we save the world.
I'm petrified.
Good. That means you're paying attention.
Yeah.
If you weren't scared, I'd be worried.
That is completely fair. I just. How do we prepare for this?
Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get in the car and we're going to drive to Marlena's house.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever happens after that is step 2.
Like the way you think sometimes.
I appreciate it.
And they will get in the car and she will just head back to Jackson's.
All right, so the pair of you make your way back. You all arrive back. Well, the pair of you arrive back at Jackson's. Considering when you woke up and how long it took you to get there and have that conversation and come back, it's dusk when you come back. The sun is going down actively as you arrive.
All right, folks. We ready to do this? Or we...
Yes, we are. The sooner I get the sooner I get the living dead things out of my house, and we get this whole bullshit over, the better.
James
Sounds great.
at the mention just reaches over and hits the Spotify and turns on Rob Zombie's "Living Dead Girl."
You know,
How long have you been planning that one?
I just took advantage of the moment.
no one lacks a show off. Anyway,
I mean, tell that to Rob Zombie fans.
I would not deign to speak to one of those motherfuckers.
On that,
Says a player who's actually kind of a fan. But
I was over here like, wait a minute.
no, yeah, like, don't get me wrong. His record is far from perfect when it comes to movies.
Oh, no, not at all.
And his record is solid as a musician. But when he hits, he really hits. Anyways. All right.
let's.
I guess we don't even need to. We can let the one in the sarcophagus out here. We don't need to carry the thing all the way up there and then let him out.
That's fair. Let's just let him drive and then throw the head in the back, or let him ride and then throw the head in the back seat.
No, we are not letting him drive.
I was about to say you're gonna let the blind.
He knows exactly what he's doing. Okay.
Let's not put too fine a point on it. We're going to let the blind crazy vampire
yes
drive.
Yeah.
Your car.
How'd y'all get to Klingman's Dome in 10 minutes? Looks really fast when you go in a straight line.
So
go out to the garage.
Yeah, as the sun goes down. You head out to the garage.
I walk up to the sarcophagus. I make half of a play of trying to push the lid off, and I'm like, yeah, no, this ain't happening. Somebody else want to do the honors?
Frisian goes and tries to open the sarcophagus.
You roll me strength and athletics just to see. One success. It takes you a minute, but you shift the lid off the sarcophagus.
Wake.
Inside, you see, presently in their feminine form, Tiresias. Their eyes, in that same state that you had seen previously when Cassandra had used her own neuromancy, that sort of forced open, strings taut, milky white eyes just staring straight up. But as you make your presence known, the eyes shut, and Tiresias sits up. Just the full dead man sit up, just bending at the waist to the seating position.
It's not whole thing.
Good morning.
Ah, good to be in your presence again.
Yep, sure. So we got you, we got the head, and we are going up. We are going up where we need to go.
Indeed, she says as she looks over at the box that you can hear now starting to sort of just muffled.
Someone would open this thing so I could hang up from the station.
Let's just walk over and then.
Is there like somewhat like a, I don't know, a little window on the box?
Yeah, there's like a front latch where you can just like open the front of it.
Just like a little bit, like
Yeah.
without like, oh, what?
Well, it would be very nice to actually be able to have a conversation with people once again.
You got 5 seconds to convince me not to shut this.
Well, I suppose that you don't want to know what the ritual entails that we're about to be entertaining.
I'm a petty bitch. Shunk.
Open that shit back up.
Fine. Shunk. I got outvoted. You are lucky.
Something told me it wasn't going to be easy.
Look,
Do you open the thing all the way at that point?
no,
Okay.
absolutely not.
Who was the head again?
Mimir.
Some Sabat Malkavian.
Who? Mimir.
Mimir, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Mimir, would you please enlighten us on this ritual and do so with expedience as you will?
Hold on just one moment, Mimir. Shunk. Why do we need to know this fucking ritual? Why do we not just hand them off to the vampires who are there to deal with this whole situation? Why?
You have a point. You have a point.
I mean, if you'd rather be able to have a hand in whether or not the world ends, or you could just leave it up to the pair of vampires who have been tortured and left through mental strife for centuries.
Yep, sounds good to me. I know, I understand. I just have to be petty about this for a little bit, and then I will fall in line because this is some bullshit.
No, and I agree with everything we have been through in our lives. This should not be another thing that we have to take care of, but unfortunately,
This is literally their job.
Yeah, it's not our problem.
I understand that. But if we want this done properly, then we should actually know what's going on. Otherwise, they can bullshit us into whatever they want us to think. And then when Armageddon fucking comes, you can be petty all you fucking want.
Well, let me tell you what. When Armageddon finally comes, you will finally see me walk into the fucking hedge.
I just rather soon not see the apocalypse happen. So
Absolutely, I'm in agreement with that. I'm just
no, and I agree. We should stay out of the hedge as much as we possibly can.
How about this? How about this? We get everybody in the vehicles. Whoever does not want to hear Mimir talk.
oh no, I'm gonna listen to what he's saying. I'm just
I know. This is a lot. This is another thing on a fucked up list that we somehow got to take care of.
those fucking idiots up on that hill have one job.
I understand that. But listen, get it out of your system for the next checks watch 30 seconds, and then let's deal with it so we can all go back to our mansions and not deal with it again.
I will point out.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
First of all, bitch, you just gave me 30 seconds to shut the fuck up and let me freak out for 30 seconds by your own admission. I will just point out, all I was going to say is that there's an irony of saying, then we can go back to our mansions. In my mansion.
You can go back inside instead of standing around here in the garage.
I can go back inside right now if I want to.
Go for it.
All right, let's hear
Cassandra's gonna grab
the fucking
box.
head out.
You still got 5 seconds.
Yeah, bitch. There, we're done.
Tiresias steps out of the coffin and just sort of holds their hands out to hold the box with the head.
Did I time 30 seconds? I absolutely did.
Amazing.
So I'm assuming you hand Tiresias the box.
Yeah.
Yep.
You hand Tiresias the box. They sort of hold it and open the latch so that you can see the full head that is inside. And yeah, inside is a pale, wrinkled old man's head with sort of long beard that flops out of the latch once the door is opened. Their eyes are just these like solid gold orbs that have been presumably replaced whatever their previous eyes were. As they sort of look about. All right, well, it's good to be able to see and converse again. Well, shall we get to the position of the seal? Well, I explain the situation that we're about to be embarked upon.
How about you stop the explaining now?
Well, as the bearer of the knowledge of the key, it is to me to know how to turn the lock. The issue at hand, the ritual that determines whether or not the seal is opened or refreshed, takes the form of a debate. One side arguing for the continuation of the world as it is, the other arguing for its end. Whoever sways the seal will determine the fate of the world. However, outside voices are able to contribute, which is probably why, if you want the seal to remain in place, you definitely would not have wanted the Sabbat to have been the ones present at the time of the debate. and why possibly you might not perhaps be in favor of the debate being helmed solely by the two of us, he says. You know, the one who's been cursed to live as a severed head for all eternity, and the one who's had their eyes sewn shut. Maybe our perspective on whether or not the world should end might be a bit skewed.
Joe is gonna think really hard in her head, but not dare say it out loud. Like, yeah, having your eyes sewn shut would skew your perception. Wouldn't dare say it.
Okay, well, we get to have a conversation about whether the world needs to continue or not. Easy enough?
Elena, you still want to stay here?
I don't know that you want to hear the answer to that.
Look, for once, I'm not trying to be petty. I'm being genuine. I would appreciate your help in coming to save the world. I would appreciate your input. But I am giving you the opportunity. If you would want to sit this one out, you can do so.
No, I'm not even gonna say it because that's the bitch coming out.
I'm being genuine, please.
I was talking about myself.
My apologies.
This is too big for me. I know. Sorry.
I can't hear you. I couldn't understand.
This is too big for me. Nope. I will say the wrong thing and somehow this will all get fucked up. Nope. Absolutely not. I will provide all the help you can to get up there, but absolutely fucking not.
Are you telling me that the drag queen doesn't want to offer the height of shade to someone who thinks that this
I
is
am
not worth saving?
I am telling you that I'm not going to be the person responsible because something got said the wrong way that everything ends. This is too big. This is too much. I am sorry. No. I will do everything I can, get you there.
So
I'll provide backup along the way, but I
So
cannot
you're
be
alright with the-
like, yeah.
You're all right with the world ending because you didn't say anything.
No, I am. You have a number of other people here who are perfectly capable of this.
You're the most capable of us to make an argument, though.
Absolutely, I am not.
how about this? How about we get to the mountain and everyone can make their own choice without outside influence about whether or not they feel capable of carrying that on their shoulders, because that is a lot to fucking ask someone.
It is.
So
Let's get there.
let's load up in the vehicle, because that's step number 2. Then when we get to step 3, we will see where we are.
All right, well, let's get moving. A group of you plus Tiresias and Mimir, and I'm assuming plus James and Tyr.
Yep.
All make your way up to Klingman's dome. Tiresias just sits in the back with Mimir's box in their lap. And again, as a reminder, every time that no one is looking at Tiresias, their form changes between that sort of masculine old man look and that woman. But always their eyes are sewn shut. Is the car ride just completely silent all the way up?
That kind of depends on other people.
Joe is just making a list on her phone. She doesn't know if she's gonna have to argue or not, but she wants. It helps her. It helps her put her thoughts together and think with a clear mind.
So eventually your vehicle arrives at Klingman's dome. The sun has gone down. You park the vehicle. Everyone who is going, I don't know if some people just stay at the vehicle, pop out. Tiresias and Mimir hop out and just start walking in the direction that they know they need to go. Who follows?
Joe takes James's hand and follows.
Cassandra grabs Tyr.
Rosina will look at Marlena. Even if you don't want to join in the argument, we should at least go along to make sure like the Sabbat don't show up and try to influence it their way. Don't need to say anything, just hold a shotgun.
I tell you what. You go ahead. If they're gonna come, they're gonna come from here. I will be lookout. But they do need someone there that can fight them off if they do get there, or whatever else might show up, hunters or I don't know, Sasquatch, whatever it's going to be that shows up at this point. I'll keep an eye out here.
All right. Rizian joins the group following the vampires.
Group of you make your way. eventually you make your way down the path, and after a brief amount of walking, you hardly notice when they arrive, but at some point Alexander and Archer are at your side, just on both sides, just flanking your group formation, just walking aside and sort of keeping on the outsides to protect Tiresias and Mimir.
Good to see you two again.
And you as well. It is good that, for good or ill, this trial will soon be over. The group of you lead up to a cave in the height of Klingman's Dome. And inside, you come to a massive stone door that just looks like rough-hewn rock carved into the shape of the door. On its surface is what looks to be etched in blood, a sort of hermetic alchemical seal on the front of the door. All these runic inscriptions and mysterious shapes sort of drawn and seemingly etched into the stone and then filled, and then the recess filled with blood. As Alexander and Archer step to either side of the door and just sort of take up defensive sentry positions. Tiresias, carrying Mimir, walks up to the door and puts a hand on it. And the alchemical circle begins to glow, and they push as the door swings in. And inside, you find a small tomb, essentially. Rough-hewn stone walls. There are, in each of the four corners of the room, there are standing braziers that immediately light with this sort of purplish flame as the doors open, bathing the room in this sort of dim purple light. And dead center in the room is this massive, completely smooth, completely unadorned, black stone coffin. The color, the black that is the color of an empty void, as if light itself refuses to even touch the shape of this construction. Its edges are hard to define because of how well its darkness obscures any kind of vision. And hovering in the air in front of it is another sort of alchemical seal writ in light, just floating in the air, spinning, rotating slowly. And placed in front of it are two pedestals. What might be orators' podiums, perchance. As Tiresias and Mimir file into the room, the podiums are lit with this sort of faint candlelight. As Tiresias takes Mimir's head out of the box and places it on the right-hand podium, and then walks over to the left hand. And as they both take their positions, both of them speak in unison. Now begins the arbitration of the end. They who are blessed with the wisdom of the lock shall speak in defense of creation. And they who are gifted with the knowledge of the key shall speak to its eradication. This is the last significant moment of this chronicle. Afterwards, all that will be there is an epilogue to cover up the few moments of aftermath before we move on to the next session, to the next chronicle. I will ask my players, would you like to go overtime and do this now, or have a potentially shorter than normal session to cover this final and potential epilogues?
I personally would like a slightly shorter episode for this and the epilogues.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think I feel the same way. We can wrap here and do epilogues next week.
All right. Then, before we begin the debate for the end of the world, that is where we will end for the week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.